What's up guys, welcome back to Finance to Fly. My name is Luke and I'm here to help you elevate your travel while minimizing your spending. Today we're going to be going over the Citi AAdvantage Executive World Elite MasterCard for American Airlines. So for the annual fee for this card, it comes in at a whopping $595. And right now, the offer for the card for the sign-up bonus is 70,000 miles after 7,000 spent in the first 3 months. But I believe there's some elevated offers that go around from time to time, maybe 90 or 100,000 miles. For earnings rates, this card is pretty generous when it comes to earnings rates. There's 10 miles per dollar spent on eligible hotels and car rentals through the American Airlines travel portal. Then you'll get 4 miles per dollar spent on all American Airlines purchases, and that will turn into 5 points per dollar if you spend over $150,000 on the card in the year. And then you'll get 1 mile per dollar spent everywhere else. So what do you get when you pay this almost $600 annual fee year after year? Well, you're going to get that Admirals Club membership. You're getting your first check bag for free and on only domestic flights, a global entry / TSA pre-check credit, 25% back on in-flight entertainment and purchases in there. You'll get some decent travel protections and then no foreign transaction fees. Also, you get 3 other credits to help earn back that $595 annual fee. They're all $120 a year. First is you'll get $120 back when you book a rental car with Avis. The next is a $10 monthly Grubhub credit for a total of $120, similar to the Amex Gold credit. Then lastly, it's a little bit harder to get, but every 3 rides you take in a calendar month, so January 1st through January 31st, July 1st through July 31st, stuff like that. After 3 rides taken with Lyft, you'll get a $10 credit, and you can earn that once per month, up to $120 for the year. Then you'll also get some VIP airport perks, which I mean are okay, and you'll get some loyalty points boost after hitting 50K and 90K. Real quick, while I got you here, if you get that like and subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. It helps the channel out a lot. It only takes you 2 to 3 seconds. Now back to the video. So what is this card worth if you're paying almost $600 a year? Well, the Admirals Club membership is going to be worth around $700 to $850. That kind of just depends on your status. They give you a discount if you're higher level status. Either way, minimum value you're going to get from this card is $700, so we'll mark that down as $700. Next up in terms of monetary value, you're going to get the Avis and Grubhub and Lyft credits. First off, the Avis credit's pretty easy. Just book an Avis car rental through them, you'll get $120 back. Next, the Grubhub credit is quite easy. All you have to do is pay for Grubhub once a month with your card and you'll get $10 back. Obviously that's easy if you do use Grubhub or a delivery service, but it's pretty easy, so we're gonna assume you can get that $120 back. And then for the Lyft rides, because you do have to take 3 rides before you get that $10 credit, we're only gonna count about half of it since you might not take 3 Lyft rides every single month, and so we're gonna count that as $60 towards back the annual fee. Then of course you're gonna get 25% back on in-flight purchases. That's up to you if you purchase something in flight or not. I think that includes Wi-Fi, food, beverage, stuff like that. And then you get the first check bag for free on domestic flights, assuming you do fly a lot or whatnot. We're just gonna go on a very conservative value. It's gonna give you $40 in value each way twice, so a total of $80 since a check bag is cost $40. We're just gonna conservatively estimate that you only check bag once a year. Obviously it could be a ton of times more, but we're gonna give it a conservative value of $80 for the annual fee. In total, that puts you at $1,080 in credits, and that means you're ahead of the annual fee by $485, which is pretty good. Obviously that really depends on the Admirals Club membership, because if you remove the $700, you're below the annual fee. But if you can take advantage of the Admirals Club membership, then yes, this definitely would be making sense for you. Now under redemptions, American Airlines is one of the best places to redeem, especially for One World tickets. It's pretty standard and it's pretty cheap too, depending on the dates. But for this first example, we're gonna fly on their direct flight from Cleveland to Miami one way. On this flight in economy class, it's about $198, while with points and miles, you only have to pay $5.60 because of the taxes and fees that are pretty much eliminated down to $5.60. But either way, this flight will cost 14,500 miles, which is pretty good. It's not a bad value for your miles, and you'll end up getting a cent per point value of 1.32 cents per point, which you get when you subtract the taxes and fees out of the cash cost and then divide by the points amount. But that's an overall pretty decent value for your American Airlines miles. Obviously, with the airlines miles, you can get up to 4 or 5 cents per point. 1.32 is nothing to shake a stick at. It's pretty good. If you have to use it to get to a flight like this, I would definitely use it. I mentioned higher cent per point value. Take, for example, the second flight. We're gonna be flying from Dallas-Fort Worth to Frankfurt, Germany. This cash cost flight will cost you $3,500, but when you pay with points, you'll only have to pay $5.60 and then around 54,000 miles for this ticket. This brings out the cent per point value to 5.56 cents per point, which is pretty good. This is a one-way business class ticket where you're gonna find a good value for your points. And don't forget, this is going to be their flagship business class, so pretty much the equivalent to Polaris and Delta One. Pretty good product. I haven't tried it yet, but if I do, I will let you know and obviously review it. Lastly, we're gonna stick with Dallas-Fort Worth as where we're coming from because they are one of American Airlines' biggest hubs, if not the biggest. This time we're gonna head over to Seoul, South Korea. An award flight's gonna cost you 83,500 miles, and then again, $5.60 for your taxes and fees. For that same exact ticket, it's gonna cost you over $4,200, one-way business class. This again will give you a 5.02 cents per point in value, which is incredibly good for American Airlines miles. And not to mention that this flight is also like a 15-hour flight, so I definitely would recommend using your points for those higher, longer end flights than maybe the shorter economy ones within the US. Reason being is, I mean, 15 hours in economy seat is rough. Definitely would rather save your points up and use all those points for a business class flight in a 15-hour flight. So what are my thoughts on this card and who is this card for? Well, personally, I think this card is super similar to United and Delta's high-end travel cards. You get your lounge membership, you get your points earnings, you get all that stuff. You know, but this card does set itself aside from those cards. It does do a little bit better than both those cards. Reason being, you get $320 credits, which are pretty easy to use if you're traveling a lot. Then you'll get those 10x miles on hotels and rental cars booked through the travel portal. Really makes a big difference than all the other cards because a lot of other cards cap out at 2, 3, 4 points per dollar spent on just their respective airline. They don't get the travel portal benefits. I think that's a really good kicker for this card, and honestly would make me want to book hotels and rental cars through the portal because 10x American Airlines miles is pretty good. Sure, if you're booking through your travel portal, you're not getting the hotel elite status, rental car elite status, but you're still getting 10 points per dollar spent or 10 miles per dollar spent, which is pretty good. It's up there with the top tier cards like Capital One with their travel portal, and I believe Chase's travel portal. Amex doesn't offer that, but still it's pretty good offering for hotels and rental cars. Other than that, there's not much else going on with this card. It's a top tier airline card, pretty much a lounge membership with earnings, rate, bonuses, and a few other perks. I do recommend getting this card over just a simple lounge membership just because it's cheaper. Not only that, you'll get those first free checked bags, stuff like that. And with that being said, I definitely think this card is for anyone who flies American Airlines frequently. Like any top tier card, if you do fly the airline a bunch, then I definitely think it's worth it. Get the Admiral Club passes, which is nice, and then you get all those free checked bags, stuff like that. So if you do fly this airline, definitely look at this card. Not only that, this card sells a little bit better than the other two high-end cards from United and Delta, just because of that 10 miles per dollar spent on hotels and rental cars. You definitely get better value for your annual fee, especially if you're traveling with family and companions. All in all, what do you think of the card? Do you have this card? Is American Airlines your go-to airline? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you could hit that like and subscribe button, it would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, have a great day.